Since the dawn of civilization, humans have been captivated by mystery. From the unexplained fall of great empires to eerie disappearances at sea, our collective imagination has been fueled by questions we couldn't answer. Were ancient kings saved by fate? Were ships pulled into alien realms? Were monuments built by gods? Or something even stranger? But as time marches on, so does science, archaeology, and the relentless pursuit of truth. And what once seemed inexplicable now carries answers, sometimes surprising, sometimes tragic, and sometimes more astonishing than the myths themselves. Today, we count down 10 of history's most famous mysteries that have finally been solved. From royal conspiracies and cursed voyages to the secrets of ancient monuments, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll discover that reality often outshines even the wildest legend. And before we begin, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more forbidden history, and ring the bell so you never miss the mysteries we uncover. The story begins in Russia, 1918. The Romanovs, the last royal family of Imperial Russia, were herded into a basement in Yekaterinburg by Bolshevik revolutionaries. Shots rang out, and the dynasty ended in blood. But from that night of terror, a legend emerged. What if the youngest daughter, Anastasia, survived? Years later, a woman calling herself Anna Anderson surfaced in Europe, claiming to be the lost princess. Her story captivated the world. Could Anastasia have escaped? Could the Romanov bloodline still live? Hollywood turned her saga into a movie. Poets and politicians wondered. Millions wanted to believe that somewhere out there, a princess still walked among them. But the truth was far darker. In 1991, the bodies of the Romanovs were unearthed in a mass grave, but 2 children's remains were missing, sparking even more hope that Anastasia had escaped. That hope crumbled in 2007, when archaeologists uncovered a second grave containing the remains of 2 youths. DNA tests confirmed it beyond doubt. Anastasia died that night with her family. The fairy tale of survival, the rumor that spanned nearly a century, ended in the cold certainty of science. For decades, the Bermuda Triangle has haunted our imagination, a stretch of ocean between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico where ships vanish, planes disappear, and compasses spin wildly out of control. Books, documentaries, and movies painted it as a supernatural vortex. Some claimed aliens abducted crews. Others swore by underwater cities or methane gas eruptions from the seafloor. But is this patch of ocean truly cursed? In 1975, librarian and pilot Lawrence Kush decided to investigate. He combed through official records, Coast Guard reports, and weather data. His conclusion: most of the so-called disappearances were either misreported or entirely fabricated. Many ships sank in storms, hardly unusual in one of the most heavily trafficked, hurricane-prone waters in the world. The US Coast Guard later confirmed there is nothing uniquely hazardous about the Bermuda Triangle. So why do we still believe? Because myths are more exciting than paperwork. The Bermuda Triangle isn't a doorway to another world. It's a mirror reflecting humanity's thirst for mystery. The Mayan Empire, masters of astronomy, architects of towering temples, rulers of complex city-states. By the year 800 CE, their influence stretched across Central America. And then, silence. Cities emptied, temples abandoned. For centuries, scholars puzzled. Were they overthrown in rebellion, wiped out by invaders? Or, as some fringe theories suggested, abducted by extraterrestrials? The truth was buried not in myth, but in the soil itself. In 2012, researchers at Arizona State University uncovered the grim answer. The Maya had deforested their lands so extensively that the climate itself began to collapse. Rainfall dwindled, crops failed, starvation spread. As drought deepened, the once great cities fell apart. Farmers abandoned temples to survive. Civilization unraveled not by invasion, but by the hand of nature, worsened by human choices. The fall of the Maya is a warning carved in stone. When nature breaks, so too does empire. November 22nd, 1963, Dallas, Texas. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy remains one of history's darkest mysteries. Conspiracies swirl to this day, and one peculiar figure added fuel to the fire: the Umbrella Man. On a clear, sunny day, as Kennedy's motorcade passed, a man raised a black umbrella. Some believed it was a signal to shooters. Others even claimed it concealed a weapon. Was the Umbrella Man part of the conspiracy? Years later, a Dallas warehouse manager named Louis Stephen Witt stepped forward. He testified before Congress, revealing that he was the Umbrella Man. But his reason? Pure political protest. He disliked Kennedy's father, Joseph Kennedy, who once supported British Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain's appeasement of Hitler. Chamberlain was famous for carrying an umbrella, so Witt brought one to mock JFK. The infamous umbrella wasn't a weapon or signal, just an ill-timed prop. Witt himself said, "If the Guinness Book had a category for wrong place, wrong time, I'd be number one." For centuries, Stonehenge baffled historians. How did ancient people move 25 tons stones and arrange them in perfect circles? Where did these colossal rocks come from? Legends spoke of giants, wizards, even aliens. But in 2019, a remarkable discovery settled the debate. A man who had worked on Stonehenge in the 1950s revealed he had taken a core sample from one of the stones. Scientists analyzed it and compared its chemical fingerprint with stones across England. The match? Westwoods, Wiltshire, just 15 miles away. Stonehenge's stones weren't magical gifts from afar. They were carved from the very land the builders lived on. Proof not of wizardry, but of determination, ingenuity, and thousands of hours of human labor. 1845, Sir John Franklin led to advance ships, with 128 men and 3 years of supplies, into the icy Arctic to discover the Northwest Passage. They never returned. Dozens of search expeditions failed. Some rescuers themselves perished. Tales emerged of ghost ships, frozen crews, and whispered cannibalism. For over a century, the Franklin expedition haunted history. In 1859, skeletal remains were found, along with a log ending in April 1848. The ships had been trapped in ice for 2 winters. Men starved. Disease spread. Some resorted to cannibalism in desperation. In 2014, Canadian archaeologists discovered the wreck of one ship beneath the ice, a frozen time capsule slowly giving up its secrets. The Franklin expedition wasn't lost to curses or ghosts. It was undone by hubris, ice, and the merciless Arctic. Deep in California's Death Valley, a mystery unfolded. Massive stones weighing hundreds of pounds appeared to move on their own, leaving trails across the desert floor. No one had ever seen them move. Explanations ranged from magnetic fields to pranksters to alien power. But in 2011, scientists cracked the code. Researchers discovered that in winter, shallow rainwater froze into thin sheets of ice. When the sun rose, the ice broke into panels, and the wind slowly pushed them, carrying the rocks with them. The stones didn't slide quickly. They crept, inches at a time, invisible to the naked eye. The mystery of the sailing stones wasn't alien trickery. It was ice, wind, and patience. Siberia, 1908. A fireball lit up the sky. Moments later, a titanic explosion flattened 800 square miles of forest. Trees were scorched, animals vanished, but no crater was ever found. For decades, theories spread. Was it a comet? A volcanic eruption? Even alien technology? The answer lay buried in the peat. Researchers later discovered tiny mineral fragments from meteorites in the soil. Shocked quartz and a rare substance called created only in massive cosmic impacts confirmed the truth. The Tunguska event was a meteor exploding in the atmosphere, releasing energy equal to 1,000 Hiroshima bombs. A terrifying reminder that Earth's greatest enemy sometimes falls from the sky. Richard III, the infamous king vilified by Shakespeare as a hunchbacked villain. He fell at the Battle of Bosworth in 1485, but his body vanished. Where was the king's grave? And how did he truly die? In 2012, archaeologists made an astonishing discovery. Beneath a parking lot in Leicester lay a skeleton with a twisted spine. DNA confirmed it was Richard. Forensic analysis revealed 11 wounds, 9 to the skull. His helmet lost, he was struck down brutally in battle. Shakespeare exaggerated his deformity, but not his violent end. The lost king had been found, not in legend, but beneath our feet. The Great Pyramid of Giza. For centuries, its construction seemed beyond human capacity. How could ancient Egyptians move multi-ton blocks without modern machinery? Aliens, some claimed, must have built it. But in 2014, physicists uncovered the truth. By analyzing ancient tomb paintings, researchers discovered that Egyptians used sleds on sand, pouring water ahead of them. The damp sand reduced friction, allowing workers to drag blocks more easily. No lasers, no alien engines, just human ingenuity and teamwork. The pyramids are not proof of otherworldly power, but of humanity's enduring will to build the impossible. Beyond ancient history, modern mysteries have also found closure. Susan Berman, her killer, Robert Durst, finally convicted after 2 decades. Craig Williamson, a man who disappeared in 1993, only to rediscover his own identity after amnesia. Kristen Smart, a college student missing for years, her killer finally brought to justice. Mysteries may linger for decades, but truth has a way of surfacing. So there you have it, to 10 of history's greatest mysteries, finally solved. From the frozen Arctic to the burning sands of Egypt, from vanished empires to modern cold cases, these stories remind us that the truth is often more haunting, more powerful, and more inspiring than legend. But many mysteries remain unsolved. Which one should we uncover next? Tell us in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the forbidden past, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because history's greatest secrets are still waiting in the shadows.